That was the number that I had
Right, so
prior
it
to.
was 60, but you were anticipating,
I had put that we take it out of free cash directly, but I had also talked to Greg back a week or two ago about, should we think about borrowing that money? Since we had borrowed all of the other units and paid for it over time. Since it is as part of the overall capital program, the munis system is gonna be in place for a period of time. Now, the project manager, I don't know if that qualifies for borrowing or not, but it's clear to me
I
that
think if you were to package the whole thing up and
Yeah, it'd probably be okay,
purchasing and
yeah.
implementation and all the rest of it.
maybe Greg, you come back with a recommendation on that, and give it some more thought as to which way we should go. Maybe that's a discussion you can have with the FinCom on Wednesday too. Okay, and of course, funding the Eisenhower settlements,
In the amount, additional amount to pay claims that have been settled since the last town meeting is $407,584. It covers a total of 5 claims. And these are claims that have been settled to date.
and of the 5 remaining claims, there's a potential that if we can achieve settlement, there'll be obviously additional funding. And all of this will be borrowed and capped using the stabilization fund.
And the maximum sum that we're authorized to borrow for the acquisition of properties for 30 years. That's consistent with the vote that took place at that public town meeting.
Any questions associated with the special town meeting in terms of the items or the order?
Mr. Chairman, just on the article for the Eisenhower, we would not include a dollar amount in there, typically a practice, but
Right.
when we have a dollar amount, then we put it in this case, we'll just say some amount.
Some are funny because the number is apt to change before we get to town meeting.
For the town meeting, we would deal with that number. We were just saying.
Well, at town meeting, we will make a request for the number.
The main motion of the article.
Okay. Okay, and then we've got a new list of,
Move this?
yeah.
I didn't know since the members were direct commission here, they do have an article that gets submitted every year. Rita Halpern, reserve recreation amount in here. I apologize, Rita. Okay. We have, the Parks and Recreation Development Fund, which on the article number 7, which you, no number in there.
You need the number tonight, or can I call it in? Joe just left on that. On Article 7, Parks and Rec, the revolving fund, we just need it.
What number do we need? It's article number 7.
What number we cap on it, right?
Yeah, it's the 1% cap anyway, so we had the highest number in there. I almost want to say
Cap
the,
on the match, right?
yeah,
Makes sense.
so is that okay?
That's okay with me.
Thanks.
That's on the page. Go over the second one.
It starts right here.
Well, in fact, there was some disagreement as to.
No, it's not. What was the necessity, because Hillview, first of all, is unaware, hasn't been consulted about it.
But what?
I mean, those are purchased under the enterprise.
Yeah, they're not aware of what?
That there's an article to, what would you do, designate it as
It was
parks and
just,
recreation land?
right, it was just, we had talked to them, yeah, we had talked to them about that before.
I spoke to the chairman today, and doesn't see the necessity.
It was a housekeeping measure, we were all gonna put it under parkland, so that part of it was we were working on the Wheeler property, which we have permission from the Hillview to, fix the Wheeler house, you know, maybe take down a couple walls and
The,
rent some.
the commission was under the impression, again, I spoke with the chairman for length today. They were under the impression they were gonna handle it just like this in Civil Park, they would just go into a lease agreement, and everything's status quo, that's fine. And again, their concern is they didn't wanna see the property left vacant, so the idea of recreation,
Right.
taking over the use of the property after the police station was over, they were fine with that, because they certainly wanted to see it maintained, and then recreation has, committed to maintenance and upkeep and all the rest.
Right.
Because originally when it was, we were talking about raising the building, but recreation stuff, they can still maintain it. They,
Well, Rec's the one that approached them first, Rec and LUC, to purchase it. Purchase that acre.
Yeah, that-
Yeah, so we were just, we were just trying to get all the properties the same, so if we applied for grants, it was just, we've talked to them about it before, I mean, if it's something that they're uncomfortable with talking about now, we can bring it up in October.
yeah, probably.
Okay.
I would think that.
Might be
we
better.
want to pass it over, just to, get the issues worked out, because
I
I
don't
didn't see any need,
Yeah.
I didn't see any need to do it either.
You know what it was, if you look in the book, for Ipswich River Park says it's under recreation, one says it's under selectmen, and then the other parcel says it's under Hillview. So we were saying they all do the same thing. They all should, we thought, be under the same thing. We talked about it before, it was just a housekeeping measure, but I can bring it
Yeah,
back to
and
them.
I think,
Not an issue, we can bring it back to them, and then, again, if they're comfortable with it and they have time to take a vote, we'll call you in the next 2 days. Otherwise, let it go and we'll pass over.
yeah, I think, the big discussion I had today, it's gonna take a little bit more, and I think the questions here on the board too, as far as, do we want it Park and Recreation, do we want it under Hillview, or do we want it under general government, you know?
We don't want it under, we don't want it under general government, because Rec and LUC approached them originally for those parcels to be things we could run our programs under, so I mean, do you want?
That's fine, but my impression is that it should remain under the enterprise, you know?
It is, just like Ipswich River Park.
Right,
But-
it should all be there, right now that's under it. And
Right.
They consider it's there, so it is all under one umbrella currently. We're under the impression that this may, I do too, alter that. Rather than, you decide to parcel out and now put it under,
No, they were all gonna be under the Hillview, they were all three would be under the enterprise of the Hillview, absolutely. The Ipswich River Park, the Wheeler House, and the 4 acres where the barn is.
right.
It was just, I think, have the wording be under jurisdiction of recreation, because they're the ones that are gonna be taking care of it and maintaining it, and they're the ones that approach.
I think the commission would be more comfortable in just entering into an agreement until some final determination as to what's gonna be done with that property down the road.
All right, so
We
you-
don't wanna limit that now,
Okay.
you know?
Well, I mean, we got permission from already to do the improvements and,
Oh, right, oh, yeah, they have
Okay.
no issue with that, they have no issue with any of that, but as far as designating it specifically for that purpose at this point in time,
I think we were just changing the language to, open space and parkland, just make sure.
if you don't.
I'll go back to it,
if
it's not an issue.
If you don't object, we might wanna, well, before next Wednesday, right?
Absolutely,
Maybe
not an
defer.
issue like that, it was just to try to keep all three under the same jurisdiction and language.
I
Right.
spoke with two members, I spoke with the chairman and the treasurer today, and they weren't not aware of
I'll call George
the whole
tomorrow.
issue.
All right.
I'll just talk to him. Do we have anything else that you need?
Greg, do we wanna go down through these in order? or-
Yeah,
Just
I
ideas, or?
I just wanted to recognize the rest, because I know they're off. Does that mean we're pulling that number off?
Not yet.
That warrant off, we're gonna wait till next.
No, we'll wait.
I'd like to just talk to George tomorrow, and we had mentioned it before on the
alright.
language, but not an issue, thank you.
Okay.
So,
So, Article 1, there's no issues, and we're gonna recommend. Article 2, no issues, we're gonna recommend. Public Works accept easements, recommend. Authorize treasurer to enter into compensating balance agreements, no issues. Chapter 90, highway construction, no issues. Conservation revolving fund, authorize, recommend. Parks and Recreation revolving fund,
7, 8, 9,
8.
10 is out. I wanted you actually
Yeah.
to determine the necessity for that article, and I just wanted to make a note that that is out.
Okay?
Does that mean you gets pulled out and we renumber, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to take a look at the numbering and
Sure.
review the
If you wanna move
numbering.
anything
Yeah,
around, this is
right.
a good night to do it. There's
Ken.
special education
Ken.
revolving. Out.
Recycling promotion revolving fund. Reauthorize. Department of Elderly Affairs, reauthorize. Energy Management, All Hazards revolving fund. Youth Services revolving fund. Is there funding that has to go into,
We
Their
we
budget.
merely identify an upper limit that will go in the article, and what we will do is we'll touch base with the youth services commission and establish what that upper limit is, what the estimate.
I guess my question is regarding the omnibus article, will there be a youth services budget line item?
To the, no, because presently it's being funded in totality out of the revolving fund. If it shift, and there's a funding, municipal funding source, then yes, it will go into the budget.
What controls what's spent?
Submit a budget.
They submit a budget, you have to approve it.
Then why isn't that budget in the omnibus article funded for the revolving fund?
The budget is based upon firm revenues that we anticipate.
Yeah.
The revolving fund establishes an upper limit. It does not establish a final budget figure.
No, I understand, that's what I'm saying, why don't we have a budget line item for salaries and expenses in the omnibus article funded by the revolving fund?
I'm okay
How do
with-
we control the expenditures, that I guess is the question, really?
So the recreation, a portion of that comes out of the revolving, and that's appropriated and voted on. Hillview, the enterprise, same thing.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, a lot of the revolving fund stuff isn't budgeted, they just spend it as it comes in, right? Our recreation budget, doesn't reflect what's spent from the
But-
revolving fund.
But we, well, it is, because we still have the personnel factored in. The youth services, in this case, any of the payroll items get put on a, payroll voucher, just like any other department head. I sign off, I review timesheets and payroll, I sign off on it. And similarly, any item that involves purchase of supplies, services, and goods that require the issuance of a purchase order, we go through the normal protocol by, encumbering funds and making sure that the purchase is appropriate.
Yeah, no,
I mean, at least that internal control does exist. That's there right now.
Are there any other positions in town government that are not in the budget?
Not at this rec.
What do you mean, all of rec is in the budget?
It's not.
All the
The
money that's
positions
out of the
are.
revolving fund
The
is in the budget?
positions are,
Salaries.
the positions are.
Yeah,
They're
because they're all
salary
funded out of the town
They're
The
budget.
positions are, and when we appropriate it, we appropriate X number of dollars from the revolving fund. If we're gonna, like, the one position we're looking to, do, it would be in the budget, in the omnibus article, and say, $45,000 from, so much, $150,000 raise and appropriate, $45,000 from the revolving fund. We will ask it and identify.
We pay for, to get to this question, we pay for one clerical position in recreation presently from the revolving. That's the only one that I know of.
So, where is that, can we find that person in the omnibus article?
It's not there.
Not there.
It's not there.
All right, so that answers the
Right.
question. Mr. Jones?
State law under Parks and Recreation allows you to put employees without any problem. State law says other revolving funds, you cannot put a wage or salary person in without also providing all benefits.
Is that also what?
You don't have any employees in anything but Parks and Recreation.
So what you're suggesting is there should be a line item budget in the omnibus article for youth services.
Not necessarily, because there's really no public funding for it. Okay.
Well, yes, there are. Those are funds that are,